Sega. Such awesome gaming memories come to mind when I hear the name. Many hours were spent as kids growing up in the 90s playing these awesome consoles of the Master System and the Mega Drive. The battle between Sega and Nintendo was huge. Sega played such a huge part in our gaming lives and would love to take a trip down memory lane and share some of our memories. We've got together with a few of our friends from YouTube to relive our favourite memories of Sega.
Look, Sega Master System, it was fantastic. I remember the day actually. It was Christmas Day, and this is a true story. My mum actually hid it in her room, and we all opened it up. It was actually my brother, my sister, and I, and she wrapped it up. And I remember it was like this white box with the blue grid, and I knew exactly what it was when we started opening it up because I saw it at the shops like all the time, and we wanted it so bad. So. I got too excited then. I said I wanted one so bad. But I remember we all opened it up on Christmas Day, and we had this old black and white TV, and it was like this 1 centimeter, 28 centimeter TV, and it was black and white, and we got so excited. I remember the old RF switch that came, with the TV, and we basically plugged it all in. We set it all up. We opened the box, and we plugged it all in. We were waiting ages. Until we finally it clicked through, and then it finally happened. It clicked through. We had the controller set up. We're ready to play, and it had the inbuilt Alex the Kid in, and life changed forever after that. It was just unbelievable. It was so much fun. It's a whole new world. When you're a kid, you're like, wow, what is this? This is never ever played this before. It's awesome. It's incredible. And I remember my brother and my sister and I, we all gathered around in Mum's room, and we're sitting on the edge of the bed, and we're let's take turns. We're just, we wanted to play it so much. You die, grab the controller, I want to play. And we just sat there for hours and hours on Christmas Day playing it. It was awesome. I just remember the feeling, in every video game before technology got better, when you had to tune the video game in and you finally got the game. It was awesome.
Well, my first memory to do with Sega Mega Drive was when they announced they were going to drop Street Fighter and all that sort of stuff on systems. I wanted a SNES first. I asked me mum for a SNES for my birthday, didn't get it and all that kind of stuff, but just the fact, because Eddie and I, we used to just go clocking credits and credits and credits for Street Fighter. So yeah, I wanted a SNES, couldn't get one, but I didn't care if it was a SNES, Mega Drive, whatever the case. But a guy at school was going around saying that he was selling a Mega Drive off with 4 games, 2 controllers, that sort of stuff. And so he wanted $50 for that. So I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? Gotta grab that. So went home, and I clearly stated to my mum how much of a bargain it was at $50. You got 2 controllers, mum. You got 4 games. And the Mega Drive itself, you can't even get a game for that price, So, mum hands it over, Mega Drive's in the collection, and Street Fighter was just being played non-stop, just over and over. It came with Street Fighter 2, it came with Sonic the Hedgehog, because they all fucking did back then, and didn't like it then, still don't like it now. And David Robinson's Basketball was one, so you got your basketball in there as well. And I can't remember what the 4th one was. It mustn't have been too good. But Street Fighter was the thing that, I had to get it, Street Fighter in your own bedroom. As a kid, that was just there was nothing better than that, So we saved thousands of dollars on credits because of that Mega Drive.
Favourite Sega memories? Well, as a kid, obviously I grew up next to Josh, and he had the Sega Master System, I had the Nintendo. So I actually never played the Sega Master System that much, but when the Sega Mega Drive came out, that's what hooked me onto Sega games. Classic games like the Mortal Kombat series 1, 2, classic games like Sonic Spinball. I think Sonic Spinball was like the very first game I had on the Mega Drive 2, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was just so different from the other Sonics that came out, and I just loved playing it, trying to collect the little emeralds and stuff like that. Another great memory, I think, what hooked me was a lot of the sports titles on there. And I know a lot of you guys out there don't really like sports titles and stuff like that, but they just felt so realistic to me, and how you could keep all the stats from all the teams. And like the FIFA International, the very first one, I played the hell out of it. And then FIFA 95 came out and I got that as well. And it was just so different and unique, and I just fell in love with the FIFA games. Even like NBA Live, NBA Jam, what a classic, awesome game that was, to bring the arcade onto the console. Amazing memories playing those games. Then you got the sort of more adulty games, like Jungle Strike. I love Jungle Strike, Desert Strike, Urban Strike, all three of those games. Man, I could play those games forever. They were just so different and unique at the time. The Mega Drive, for me, had a lot of memories. It's probably the only real Sega sort of system that I reckon that I played a lot of, and just have great memories playing.
So my first Sega memory was with the Mega Drive 2, is that exact same one, and it was when Gav got a PlayStation, going into the 3D to the CD systems.
Which had Street Fighters all over it again.
Yeah, you've got Alpha and stuff was on the other one, but I borrowed Gav's Mega Drive, took it home, and only took 2 games. It took Street Fighter 2 and I think it was NBA Live 96.
Oh yeah, we had that as well, but we bought that after the deal.
And just playing Street Fighter all the time when I was at home. Learned every character, beat it on hard with every character.
Yeah, that's no lie.
Just played it so much, and playing full seasons on the NBA Live 96.
Yeah, that's rad, man.
And the guy Chris Childs, there was a bug, and when he'd go for a layup, he'd just fly around the hoop.
It was for the Knicks. If you want to check that out.
Playing, used to play, I think it would have been the Heat with Tim Hardaway's team with Alonzo Mourning and
that was a good team back then.
all those guys.
They could never beat the Knicks.
But just that feeling of having Street Fighter, like an arcade comparable version of the game, just to play all the time, it was just ripper.
That was what it was all about. Street Fighter 2. That's what the Mega Drive was all about.
Yeah.
Sega memories for me. What are my Sega memories? Without a doubt, it would have to be the time my father first brought home our Master System 2. So this was the redesigned original Master System, and it had a built-in game with Alex the Kid. He purchased it from a video rental store which was closing down in my local area, so it came in kind of like this black rental case. He got 3 games with it. They were Afterburner, Submarine Attack, and the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, I was about 6 years old at the time. He's hooked it up and he's put Sonic the Hedgehog in, and mind you, I'd never played kind of a console game quite like this before, like not side-scrolling or anything like that. We had an old Pong machine, but I had never played an actual console game kind of this caliber before, so obviously it's completely like blown me away, just seeing like all these bright green colours and this music, and I've got this little blue hedgehog that can spin into a ball and jump, and I was just amazed by it. I thought it was so good.
I remember going to Doggo's house, and he used to hire it from the video shop, and he used to call me. I was like, I hired a Sega Mega Drive out, like, come over, like, want to play? I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And he'd hire out Mortal Kombat, and he had Sonic Spinball as well, but we played Mortal Kombat like every single day, like all weekend we used to play Mortal Kombat, and it was so much fun. We'd put in the blood code and everything, and we'd play all day and just learn all the moves and the fatalities. It was so much fun. Like the original Mortal Kombat, we played that for hours and hours and hours.
And I also remember back when Mega Drives and that were out, you could also hire games and all that kind of shit from your video stores and all that, so you could always just play whatever you wanted. But down in Elstonwick, which wasn't far from where we grew up actually, there was a shop called Big Nez, and all he had was just video games for hire, just all Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, and it had like Master System and NES and all that kind of stuff, but he was selling all that off. But also, you could hire these games for a week or whatever, but you could also buy these games, man, you know, like go in there and buy a game for $5 boxed with a thing, just because it wasn't getting the rentals to make the money or whatever, you know, no one was hiring that. So we always went down and wouldn't hire games, just buy them straight out, you know, and ended up with Street Fighter Championship Edition and the new challenges and stuff from Big Nez, and my brother always used to buy the Gridiron games, the Maddens and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Big Nez was the bomb back in the day when it came to hiring your games if you were down on the Sandy line.
Didn't really have anything to do with Sega when I was younger, so it was pretty much all Nintendo. But I still have a great Sega memory, and that's it happened just last Christmas actually of 2015. I had my uncle come over with his wife and his couple of my little cousins, and we were playing his favourite Sega game of when he was a kid, and that just so happened to be the only Sega game I own, or Sega Master System game that I own, and that's the Ninja. This game is just basically a top-down shooter of sorts, because you're throwing little ninja stars and stuff like that, so I guess it's a shooter. But it's a fantastic game, and basically he hadn't played it since he was a kid, and I showed him this, and he's like, oh my god, we're gonna set it up. So we set it up and we're playing, and we're like, oh, we're gonna smash this game. And right on the very first level you come across 3 ninjas, and we're like, yep. We get hit by the shuriken and die within about 20 seconds. So we go, right, no, we'll get it next time. Get up there, we might get one, but the other one will get us. We died at about 30 seconds. And that went on for a few minutes, and by a few minutes it probably went on for about an hour. But after a while we realised these aren't random attacks. It's a pattern. So we learnt the pattern, and we would get past the first level without losing a life, and then we get up to the second level, and we would find all the scrolls, and we're having a laugh because we keep dying at the very start of the level, and then eventually, once we sort of learnt the patterns of the first, second and third level, we could get through those without dropping a life.
A fond memory I've got is going to the shopping centre. I think it was like Coles or some supermarkets, just the grocery store in general, and it was at the time that the Mega Drive was super popular and Mortal Kombat 2 has just come out, and some reason in a grocery store they set up a TV, just a small TV on a stand with a Sega Mega Drive 2 in there, and it had Mortal Kombat 2 on there. And I remember I was so excited, I needed to play this game, and I went there and I knew a few fatalities and stuff like that, so I thought I was king shit. And I remember as a few little kids just standing next to me watching me play the game, and I always remember being Jax and knowing how to like fatality and rip their arms off and all this sort of stuff, and I was kicking ass using Jax, and these little kids were standing next to me going, oh man, you're so good at this game, and I was like, yeah, I was the king. And for some reason, little memories like that, they stand out when I think of Mortal Kombat and a Sega Mega Drive, and yeah, classic moments.
So many nostalgic memories still remain to me from this day, from just playing Sonic and Afterburner and Submarine Attack on that little Master System. Even Alex the Kid, I didn't play too much of that, I was more of a fan of Sonic. But I can still hum like the Green Hills Axe Zone music off the top of my head, and that first fight with I called him Dr. Robotnik, and he'd kind of fly across in his little hover ship, and you'd jump and land on him and hit him, and yeah, you'd end up blowing him up, and I thought that was the greatest thing when I first did that. But a lot of fun memories with that Master System.
Actually, Sega is my first ever gaming experience, so that's something I hold very close to me, you know, at that Christmas time, that Christmas day, opening up that present and playing Sega all day long. So look, Sega's very close because it's the first time I ever played video games, and it means a lot to me, Sega. So unfortunately they're not around anymore, you know, they're just basically arcade only now. They Sonic might do some releases and things like that. I don't know if they still develop games that are released on Nintendo. But, back in the day, they were huge. Sega was huge. Sega was massive. Respect to Sega.
We move forward a step, no enemies. We move forward another step, nope. We move forward, so, there's enemies, quick, go back. And we're strafing and we're shooting. And then we kill them and then we go back up again. There's dogs, quick, go back. We're hiding, we're running around the screen trying to dodge them and we're running backwards trying to shoot forwards. It was just epic. And then eventually on the 4th level, we're moving up slowly, creeping, going backwards and creeping up forwards. And then we get to the boss. And then we're basically running back the entire level while shooting forward in hopes that he just makes a flicker at the end of the screen because we didn't want to die. And then eventually we get to this water level, which we just could not get past. He was here for a week and we made it our goal to try and finish this game. But we got up to the water level, which I think I don't know how many levels there are in this, but I think it was maybe the 5th level where you're on rafts and you're disappearing and you gotta, it was too much. But that's definitely my greatest Sega memory, and even though it's not from when I was a kid, but it's playing a game from when my uncle was a kid and playing it now, which is awesome because we can still have so much fun with a game that came out in the sort of mid-80s.
It was a bit later, it was only probably last year or the year before, and it was during Hard Rubbish, which is when people throw their stuff out on the street, like all their kitchen cabinets and stuff that they don't want and all their junk. And I was on my way to work, I was walking down to the station. The road was blocked because the roadworks that I normally go down, so I went down a different side street, and there on the ground was a Dreamcast had a game, had a controller, and it had a light gun as well.
Yeah.
And it had a couple other bits as well, but that's the ultimate bargain, just finding stuff on the street, like someone throwing it away and they didn't want it anymore. I did.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's true.
And that was the top score. I wish I was there and found it.
Yeah, it would have been ripper, but still got it, and it's in our collection now. We've got 2 Dreamcasts. That's the ultimate bargain.
Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo going hand in hand, competition. And I guess I never had a Super Nintendo growing up. I had the Sega Mega Drive, and for some reason I prefer the Sega Mega Drive, and I think it was just because it felt more grown up, adulty. The sports games were better, the Mortal Kombat was better, the basketball games were better, the soccer games, and the Jungle Strike and all this sort of stuff where Nintendo sort of stayed, true to the Mario and all that sort of stuff. So I think Sega Mega Drive 2 just, for me, just sort of made me grow up a little bit or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it just holds a special part in my retro gaming life, and I'll always love it. We all come from different walks of life, played many, many different games. Growing up in the 90s was just awesome. Experiencing the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo, battling it out, the NES and the Sega Master System. It's too bad the Sega didn't last as long as it did, but we'll still hold great memories from those times playing him as a kid.
Retro Bros, just want to say thank you to everyone that was involved in this documentary. It's good talking about these kind of things, isn't it, Doggo?
Yeah, look, we've done one of these docos like a while ago now. We've always meant to get together and do another one because it had such positive feedback and everyone loved it.
It was huge, actually. Yeah. There was a lot of feedback like that. I think that really, there's an audience out there that wants to hear other people because everyone's got that one distinctive thing about gaming or a genre or a type of console or something like that. So that's what we want to do. We want to hear these stories and bring them out, and it's great, that you guys want to listen to them as well.
Yeah, it's awesome, man, and such a privilege to do this again. We need to do more of them because we've been told by other people they're awesome.
Yeah.
So Here we
So
are.
look, so everyone part of the video, look, you know who you are. Thank you so much. We really value taking the time and doing the video and sending to us. It means a lot. So thank you very much. And we love doing this. We love doing this. It's still awesome.
Thanks heaps, guys.
Thank you very much. All right, enjoy, have fun, keep it real,
Have
keep
fun.
it live. Retro Bros.
Until next time.
Retro Bros out.